Hi guys, in today's video I want to review for you the Beauty Pie Uberlucent Universal Powder. I've just been doing a video on my second Beauty Pie order, which I'll link below, but whilst talking about this I realised that it's so good I need to do a separate video basically. If you follow my channel you know that I'm kind of recently discovered under eye powders that have been game changing for me. So previously the Charlotte Tilbury was my go-to and my favourite, and still is to a certain extent, but this one is fast out overtaking that basically, and I will definitely order this again. I'm literally ordering it again as we speak, because it sells out sometimes, so I want to make sure that I've got some more basically when this runs out. Not that this is showing any signs of running out, but I just wanted to take you through how amazing it is if you haven't discovered this already. The Beauty Pie sort of principle is that you pay, I'm sure you already know, you pay a subscription for the year and then you get vastly reduced prices. And one of the things that I picked up in my second order was this powder. Like I say, it's called Uberlucent Universal. It is this sort of colour, it's basically white. The packaging, which as I said in my previous video, is a bit disappointing for Beauty Pie if I'm honest. So it's got a compact here, and the compact is fine, you know, it's got a decent mirror, it's a good size, you get 8 grams of product, which is exactly the same as the Charlotte Tilbury. But look at the difference in packaging. The Charlotte Tilbury, I mean obviously the Charlotte Tilbury is more expensive, but the whole principle behind Beauty Pie is that you're getting quality for minimal price. And to be fair, all of the other Beauty Pie stuff has got really nice packaging, so I don't know why this hasn't basically. So if Beauty Pie, if you're listening, I would really like you to have better packaging for this particular thing. All of your others is good, but this, it's just too thick. It's got the same amount of product in it. Why does it need to be that thick? It makes it chunky and awkward to put in my handbag. It's plain fine, but it's also pretty cheap looking, and also, why is it not refillable? When they do other refillable products, they do refillable blusher, so why not powder? Anyway, aside from that, it's my current favourite powder. It's basically probably a perfect combo of the Pat McGrath and the Charlotte Tilbury. Lots of people love the Pat McGrath, and I guess it's probably quite similar to that, but what I mostly love about this is the fact that there's hardly any fallout. You use it and it just, look, normally you would be able to see a whole bunch of that falling to the floor, because it just, I guess that's what you get when you have a microfine powder. For example, the Pat McGrath, literally I just opened it to show you on my previous video. I don't even know how I can explain, but this feels sort of chalky now when I go into this one. And just, you can already see just so much comes off. But every time I use this, there's a whole section around the outside that is just loose powder that I then have to get rid of before I can use it again. And the Charlotte Tilbury, it isn't as bad. It doesn't have that same problem with fallout, but it does. You use it really quickly, I notice, and I can only assume that is because it is so finely milled. But to touch it, actually, is similar to the Beauty Pie one. But I'll swatch them now. So this is also a complaint with the Charlotte Tilbury, is that this pan moves. So when you're trying to get some, it's just turning around, which is annoying when you get to this point and you can see the pan. But this is refillable, so, you know, giveth and taketh away. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury one. So that's more of a skin complexion colour. This is the Pat McGrath one. Which is much, much whiter. Although when it goes on, I'll link my other Charlotte Tilbury versus Pat McGrath video in the comments, but when it goes on, you don't actually notice that whiteness, it doesn't go on white like that. But just, you know, swatching wise, it's important to, well, it's important to me to be able to see these things. And this is the Uberlucent, yeah, it is Uber, I got it right, one. So I don't know if it's just doesn't come off out of the pan as easily, but all right, so this is the Uberlucent one, this is the Pat McGrath one, and that's the Charlotte Tilbury one. But it just, I can't even explain why it's better. It just is, basically. So I can use this all over my face, and I can use it with my under eyes without getting any issues, like because I guess of the fact that it doesn't come off in such a large powdery quantities, means that I can put it on my under eye without any cakiness. Not this, I mean, there's no cakiness with the others either. I don't even know how to explain myself, but it's better, I think, than the other two. Like, I will continue to use this, I think, after all of my others run out. I'm not saying I'll never go back to the Charlotte Tilbury, and this does sell out quite a lot, so there's a possibility that I'll have to get back to the Charlotte Tilbury. But for the price, it is ridiculous. This is £12.50 with the membership, or £35 without. So even without the membership, it's cheaper than the Charlotte Tilbury, I think. This is like 40 quid, I think. But the compact isn't as nice. So that, well, shouldn't bother me, but it does. But yeah, I'd just love it, basically, so I wanted to share it with you. I don't know what else to say about it, really, that like this is what it looks like again, and the compact is nice, but just not as nice as others. I mean, it's on a par with the Pat McGrath. That's not a particularly nice compact either, in my opinion, although it is small, which is handy. But yeah, like, it just reminds me of the old school number 7 ones, which in fairness are nicer than the new number 7 ones. But yeah, just still not as nice as this. Like, this makes me feel like I've got a nice compact. This makes me feel like you know, like, well, not proud is the wrong word, but like happy to get it out and use it in public without feeling like, you know, I'm using cheap products. Whereas this does make me feel a bit like I'm using cheap products, but the actual product itself is amazing. So, you know, do with that what you will. Anyway, that's all I have to say about it, really, but I just wanted to share my new favourite product with you. So thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this video in any way, then please like and subscribe. If you've got any videos you want me to do, then please let me know. And that's it from me. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.